super uber mega excited to be sharing this a specific video with you guys because today we're gonna do a review regarding the movie called Sister My Sister. Like, this movie really left me speechless. I'm still trying to make sense of it all, on everything that happened, but this movie is actually based on true events, so I would definitely recommend you guys to go watch it if you haven't watched it, because my mind is blown by it. I will try to keep this review, this recap, as much clean as possible, but go watch it, go gather your own conclusions regarding it, because it's very, very interesting, like I said. But before we get into more details, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And I also wanted to say that I have just activated the super stickers to the channel, just in case any of you would like to make a small donation. I will also really appreciate it. So let's get right into the video and let's not waste any more time. So let's get right into the into the details. So in 1933, called the Papin case, where two sisters brutally took away their employer and her daughter's lives. Christine is the maid of a well-to-do middle-aged widow and her teenage daughter. Her younger sister Leah is hired on recommendation of Christine to work as a maid at the widow's house. Also, so that's how Leah came in the picture. The two sisters became incredibly aligned from their employer, separated by barriers between the classes. The employer and her daughter look down on the most trifling things, and it soon becomes the norm for the two pairs of women to not even speak directly to each other. They had a very difficult relationship inside the house, like the maid is over there, the bosses is over here, and it's just a very, very complicated relationship. With only each other to turn to, like the two sisters, in this case Christine and Leah, the sisters' relationship becomes intimate, adding to the tension between the sisters and their employer. Both of them deal with trauma brought on by, their mother, strained relationship with their mother, and also because of the church. So they basically both grew up in church and they went through a lot of trauma there. And not only in church, Christine has a very difficult relationship with her mother that caused her a lot of trauma, and she still, as a grown woman, she haven't healed from it. And Leah also has her own stories, and her own trauma that she's trying to deal with. And she ends up, going to Christine, because Christine is the only person that is really in her life present. And the same happens for Christine when it comes to Leah. But one thing that happens between it all is that the two sisters actually become intimate with one another. And that was one thing that really, really blew my mind. I was like, okay, I understand they are overprotective of one another. They love one another. Like, it's only their bubble, their world. It's only them two that coexist in that world. But come on, a romantic affair between you guys is like taking it things like to a whole nother level, because this is what causes things to escalate the way it ends up escalating over time. As the rumor starts going around, the employer and her daughter was starting to get worried about the two sisters' behaviors, because things was just not the way it used to be in the house. So the employer's daughter is getting married and moving out. Christine becomes paranoid and jealous that Leah will go with her when that day comes, and she will be left with nothing and no one. But Leah assures her that isn't the case. Christine fears that she is a monster like her mother, because what ends up happening is that the widow's daughter will get married and she will need a maid to go to her to the new house. And Christine started to see that Leah and the women, they started to get very, very close. They start talking and having like a normal co-working like type of relationship. But Christine, she was starting to get jealous of it, and that's how her paranoia started to kick in. And of course, Leah always gave her reassurance and told her, no, you over exaggerated. If she leaves, I'm not going with her, I'm staying with you. Just a very, very toxic relationship that these two sisters had. One day, The iron blows a fuse and burns the daughter's blouse. Leah was preparing, shorts on money and time. The sisters resigned themselves, for them to go to away. When the employer and the daughter turn from the shopping trip, Christine tries to explain what happened. The widow claims that she knows about the inappropriate relationship between the sisters and they will never work again together. The sisters fly into a ranch and brutally took away the widow and her daughter's life. The movie ends on a crime report dealing the state of the corpse as someone knocks on the mansion's door. The sisters was clinging on one another as audio plays of an investigator questioning them about the situation that happened, the crime that happened, following by Christine screaming Leah. So basically that is how the movie ends. They end up getting caught by the police. They end up going to to prison and they end up getting separated. Like, I can even go into details regarding everything that happened in this movie because I'm trying to keep it as clean as possible because there's a lot of things you can say. You have to be very, very cautious when it comes to your words, but I will definitely recommend you guys to go watch the movie so you guys can really understand everything that happened during this whole situation. So Leah was sentenced to 20 years imprisonment following her release. She worked at a hotel and until her passing in 1982. Christine was sentenced to Giltinoy. Her sentence commuted and she was sent to an asylum. She passed away 4 years later for a complete breakdown of body and mind. She never spoke to Leah again and never mentioned Leah's name again. So basically the two sisters got separated and they never reunited again after the whole crime situation happened. So that's basically the movie, guys. Like I said, go watch it. Summing up real quick, is two sisters that are dealing with a lot of trauma. They end up committing a very horrific crime with the people who they used to work with, and they end up having a love affair. These two sisters, a very toxic love affair with one another. They never overcame their trauma. They still have a lot of issues to deal with when it comes to self-healing. They end up doing a crime together in order to protect each other because they knew that the widow wouldn't forgive them when they found out what they've been doing, and also of scared of them being separated because they are mates and they knew that the moment will come. So it was a way of them to make sure they they stay together, but it didn't work out the way they thought it would. They end up both going to jail and they never saw each other again. If you guys want to know more about it, I will definitely recommend you guys to go Google Papin case. That's where you will find the full info regarding the true events that actually happened. Like I already said, very interesting movie. Like I already said, go watch it and get your own conclusions on it, of it. For me personally, the only thing that I really didn't like about the movie is the fact that the two sisters actually had a love affair. That's one thing that's still like very, very in shock in the fact that it was like really physical and intimate. It's like, wow, it's still very, very mind-blowing for me. So yes, guys, that's basically it. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video.